Hello! Because of the current situation, we decided to buy some corn flour. Unfortunately, we bought too much, so we need to use it before it expires, which is in just 1 month. Anyways, so we decided to do chilaquiles, which are our favorite for breakfast and weekends. But we wanted to use this flour, so we decided to do what is known for the Mexicans as the totopos, but also in England known as tortilla chips or nachos. So for doing the totopos, we want to need corn flour, lukewarm water, and some oil at the end for frying them. Although I'll show you 2 different ways to do it, which could be deep fried or could be on the oven. For the tools that we will require to make the dough, we're gonna need a bowl. And once the dough is made, we will need a tortilla maker that I got from Mexico. If you don't have a tortilla maker, don't worry, you can use this rolling pin. Then, we're also going to need a plate and some cloth to cover it once it's ready. We need some plastics to make the tortillas because of the quality of the flour. It will get stuck if we don't do it. Whichever we use, the roller or the tortilla maker, it will get stuck in there. So we don't want that. And finally, once the tortillas are made, we will need a chopping board and a very sharp knife. So that's it, all we require, and let's start. So to prepare the dough, we are using Maseca blue, azul. We can follow the instructions that are given over here. For 17 tortillas, 2 mugs of Maseca and 1 1/8 mugs of lukewarm water. I usually follow the instructions, but you can also give it to, the way you're feeling the dough is turning. So I'm using a tea-size mug. That's it. This flour doesn't require anything else. It has all the ingredients, so you don't need to add anything, but just spread it around. And then we're gonna start adding little by little the water, very little by little. This is lukewarm water. We add it in the center and then we start mixing little by little. We use the hands to mix it up really nicely. And keep adding the dry flour that is on the extremes. If you think that you exceed the amount of water, you can always add a little bit of flour just to make sure that it's not too wet. It has to have a perfect texture. I think this is looking all right so far. I just need to mix it really well. I like to test that on the edges there are no cracks. This is looking very good. I'm gonna give it just a little bit more elbow grease to make sure it's perfect for the totopos. I think we have done enough right now. Make sure that the dough is not getting stuck in the bowl, and it should look like this, like a little bit like a Play-Doh texture. Now we're gonna leave it in the pot, and we're gonna leave it just for 10 minutes. We're gonna wet this cloth and we're gonna cover it. So now this is the cloth done, and now we're gonna use it just to cover it for 10 minutes, no more. And then we start doing the balls afterwards. So let's check the flour. Perfect. Good texture. Excellent. So the same wet or damp cloth that we use for covering the flour, we will use it to cover the plate once these are made. I'm gonna keep it here. Make sure to turn on the fire so the pan is hot enough. Excellent. We're gonna start doing some little balls, not too big, not too small, medium size, while we wait for the pan to be ready. Let's start then. One plastic comes at the bottom. I press them a little bit to create the shape. The other one comes on the top. Try to center the ball. Close and put some strength. I usually flip it to the other side and follow the same. Try to make them as thin as possible. Then you just take it from here and put it in the pan. Once you see it starts getting dry around, it's getting ready to be flipped, but give it a little bit of time. Now you can see the ends, the edge is completely dry. That's when we flip it. And we can see the top is cooked. The color of the flour has changed. We finish now doing all the tortillas to create our totopos. Now, removing the wet cloth, this is how it looks. We managed to get just 11, not 17 as in the recipe, but in instructions. But we were gonna work with half of them. To do it deep fried, we will need the bowl with oil, and later we'll do the oven one. Now I'm gonna require the chopping board. You can do it in just part or more tortillas. I'm gonna just do 3, and I'm gonna cut it in 4 parts only to get this size. I'm gonna divide half of it, as I mentioned, for later, and half to deep fry. So we finished cutting the totopo size and separated half of it that we're gonna deep fry right now. We're gonna require also a plate where we can place them once they are cooked, and I am using a kitchen towel just to remove the excess of oil. Make sure you have a spoon, special, that helps you to remove also the excess of oil. The pan is already on the fire, and I was waiting just for the oil to get hot enough. It has to be very hot, so we also don't use a lot of oil. Once the pan is hot enough, we're gonna spread some of the totopos slowly, about 8 totopos per time. Now the oil is hot enough, these bubbles, so we can start putting the totopos in. So that's it, we finished doing the deep fry. This is the way they look. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt on the top before they get too cold. Let's let them cool down a little bit to try them. This is the other part where we want to test the oven instead of the deep fry. So I have the totopos over here. I have put the oven in 190 degrees, and now that it's hot, I'm just gonna place the totopos on the tray. And we're gonna add oil on the top. Once you put the oil, then you put a little bit of salt. So we finished. These are the totopos that we made in the deep fried method, and I'm going to show you the ones that were made on the oven. We decided to do just some of them, very few, because we wanted just to test. Method is okay, but it took 15 minutes to get this texture. I'm gonna try. It's good, but it took too long. So if you know any other method that can be used for doing the totopos in the oven, please comment on the video so we can learn from it. At the end, so we decided just to keep it for the deep fried method. We really like it, and the level of crunchy is really nice and it's really amazing. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and now I have to rush up and do the chilaquiles. By the way, if you want to see how we prepare the MexIndi style of the chilaquiles, please follow us and you will find a video.